Welcome back to the Gridiron Drive YouTube channel. I'm Anthony Correnti. You can follow me on X at Dynasty Drive. That's Peter Traina. You can follow him at Pietro Bets. Today we are talking the New England Patriots. Everything you've got to know ahead of their rebuilding season prior to the 2024 NFL season kicking off. We'll get into all of it. Fantasy football implications, some gambling insight about the Pats, and what you can expect from their season overall. Go ahead and comment down below. Let us know what you think is going to happen for the Patriots this year. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any of the other NFL teams that we hit leading up to the season. The New England Patriots. You know, it's they had their time in the sun. They're rebuilding. 4-13 a year ago in 2023. Not all bad though. It led them to select Drake May, quarterback from North Carolina, with the 3rd overall pick. I think we both like Drake May, a pretty fair deal. So it'd be interesting to see how fast May gets on the field. Reports over more recent days have been more positive than early on, but I think Drake May could push to get on the field early. The thing that makes it interesting is they have Jacoby Brissett there, who I think is the type of quarterback that, you know, they could really be confident in being. If they don't feel 100% confident in, okay, May is the best guy right now, or like May's not going to hinder people around him by putting him out there week 1, why not, you know, roll Jacoby Brissett out there? He's good enough that, you know, you're not going to worry about, like, we can't evaluate the talent around him because he's so bad at quarterback. He's a totally competent, you know, spot starter or kind of bridge guy until May is ready. But yeah, I mean, for them right now, it was all about drafting May, bringing in Brissett to shore things up there. They re-signed Christian Barmore, the D tackle. They brought back Hunter Henry, who everybody doesn't like anymore, but I still think that was a good move. Mm-hmm. They keep Kyle Duggar and Mike Onwenu, and then draft a couple of guys on the outside that could be exciting, and Jalen Polk and Javon Baker. It's like a muddied group at receiver, so it'll be interesting to see who emerges out of Polk, Baker, Demario Douglas. Pour one out. They cut our guy Juju. It's over. Juju's knee's cooked. Poor Juju.
Too many TikToks.
Danced a little too hard on that knee, you know. What do you think about the Pats?
I love their defense. I absolutely love their defense. I could see their defense being a top 5, top 10 worst case, but their offense is going to struggle, man. It's going to be bad, I think. I don't think this is coming from a Giants fan. Is there a worse skill position group in the league? I think the Panthers upgraded their unit. You know, they didn't do anything insane, but like Deontay Johnson, you know, they drafted a couple guys. I like the guys that they drafted, but they don't have that guy yet. I like Demario Douglas. Mm-hmm. Listen, this is clearly a rebuilding year. I don't think their starting left tackle of the future is on their team. I don't know. So you were of the camp of letting Jacoby start it out all the whole year, or do you want to see, you know, Drake at some point?
I mean, selfishly, I'd like to see Drake May at some point.
If you're like the head coach or GM, what do you think?
I'm the head coach or GM, I'm okay with slow playing it and letting Jacoby start. You know, if May comes out there and really starts kind of becoming like undeniable, then do what you got to do. You know, put him out there. But I think Jacoby Brissett at least gives you the option or the luxury of being as patient as you want to. Like, because you're not expecting to go out there and win the division this year, right? Like, you're not expecting anything like that. So I think you can really kind of take it week by week and be like, okay, now we feel confident. The luxury to not have to put May out there week 1 is nice.
Yeah.
Like, I think he could do it. But the luxury to be as patient as they really like to in a season where expectations are fairly low, I think is something that it wouldn't surprise me to see them take advantage of that.
I was just peeking at their schedule on this monitor here, and I agree with that completely, but there's nowhere really to insert him that's going to be like a layup.
Right.
They don't have any layups. Winnable games, you know, at Tennessee, you're not going to, you know, debut Drake in Tennessee against a pretty decent pass rush.
No.
In Chicago, again, an improved pass rush. I would want to, you know, bring him in at home maybe against the Colts in December at home. So if you're not starting him day one, I don't know.
Might have to ride it out.
You might have to ride it out, which I'm on the fence. I might just throw him out there. I hate to be that freaking guy, but I hate, not that I hate, I just don't love when people are like, well, you don't want to ruin him, right?
Yeah, I don't like that take.
Yeah, because if you're going to get ruined by one bad season, then, this is the NFL. You're not cut out for it, Peyton Manning had an awful rookie season.
Right.
And I think he did all right. So just let him start. I only have a handful of Drake May shares, so why not?
Yeah, from a fantasy perspective, Drake May is the dynasty target.
What a
Some
transition.
The crazy things, you love to see it. The crazy things I've seen happen with Drake May in rookie drafts this year. Absolutely bananas. I took Drake May in a late rookie draft last week. What pick do you think I took him at? This is Superflex.
Superflex 10.
202.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
What?
Crazy the overthinking that has started to happen with Drake May. Drake May is a very, very good quarterback prospect that if not for the Caleb Williams hype train, I'm not saying Caleb doesn't deserve it. Caleb's a super fun prospect.
Incredible.
All the ceiling in the world. I think Drake May is right there. I think Drake May is right there from what he can do both as a runner and as a passer. Tons of upside. And maybe it all doesn't come together this year for fantasy. But, he's coming off the board quarterback 17 in startups right now, which feels about right. The really established guys are coming off the board ahead of him. And he's coming off right around Goff, Deshaun, Bryce Young. Man, I don't know. I was a pretty big Bryce Young guy, but I'm taking Drake May ahead of him every time right now.
I don't think that's a hot take. Yeah.
Yeah. So Drake May's the dynasty target for me. Player I'm fading, Antonio Gibson. It's just going to be annoying. It's Ramondre Stevenson's backfield. So
yeah.
Gibson's going to be fine for them for NFL purposes. But for fantasy purposes, it'll be too annoying for me.
I hated that signing just selfishly for fantasy football purposes. I'm like, dang it. I wish he had a better landing spot. Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, somewhere with some real opportunity. And we mentioned him a little bit. Redraft sleeper, Demario Douglas. They drafted some guys at wide out, but I think this year Demario Douglas is probably going to be the guy that gets the most work. And I mean, he's coming off the board as wide receiver. It's 70. Wide receiver 70. Oh, I lost him. Wide receiver 70, right on the button.
Yeah,
wide receiver 70.
It's way too low. Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's small, and I know they added some other guys, but Jalen Polk is coming off the board one spot ahead of him in redraft right now. And I think Polk's a good player, but I think Demario Douglas is going to get the work there.
Yeah, somebody's got to get it, and I think it'll be him too. I agree with you.
Anything else you've got from a fantasy perspective before we hit the gambling?
No, I'm just worried about Ramondre. I don't know how he'll fare this year. I loved him. I still like him a lot. As a player, as a fantasy target, I don't know if I had to do a startup draft right now. I don't know what his ADP is, but I don't know if I'm going after him at cost.
See. He is right now coming off the board as running back 17 in startups.
Who's around him?
So let's see. 14 is James Cook. 15 is Trey Benson, which feels crazy.
That is insane. Man, that's another
16. 16 is Josh Jacobs. 17 is Stevenson. 18 is Derrick Henry. 19 is Joe Mixon.
Okay,
21 is Alvin Kamara, which is
how much I love Kamara. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Okay, so that's not that bad actually with the guys that are around him. A bunch of older guys, and
Yeah, I think it's kind of appropriate where he's going. It's about where I like him.
Yeah, I drafted so much of him, recently, and I'm just hoping for the best. I hope that they could at least get that going.
Yeah, agreed. All right, what do you got for gambling?
Oh man. Well, I'm just gonna say that betting on the Patriots this year is gonna require some caution. You know, they're they're I have them power ranked. Let me see, as the third worst team in the league. And that's with their defense being, one of my favorite defenses. Their current odds to win a division are 2,800. If you're betting them to win a division, there are plenty of charities that you could donate your money to.
We will take your money here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Please,
If you're just feeling generous.
I'll send you my Bitcoin wallet. But no, for real. I just have no interest in betting any kind of season longs with them. I will say that you could find a way to bet them through their defense. They're going to be underdogs, right? So you could find some values in matchups where their defense might outplay the other team's offense. I mean, if I feel like if they can keep a team to like 14, 17 points type, and they just got to score like 17, 18 points. Can the offense do that? But again, they don't need to win those games. So there will be some value in them as underdogs. I'm just going to have to, I'm going to have to see a little bit first before I invest in them.
Yeah, for sure. It's tough to do it without seeing some of the early season results, at least.
Yeah, because they have the worst schedule.
Yeah.
It just feels like pouring salt in the wound. Like, they're at Cincinnati. They play the Seahawks, which, I don't love the Seahawks, but I don't hate the Seahawks. Then they're at the Jets, at the Niners, and then they play the Dolphins at home, like Texans. It's just bad. It's bad.
It's tough. It's tough. You absolutely love to see it.
And like I was saying before, I just don't know when they're going to insert Drake. Yeah, listen, they've been all right for, 20 plus years, 7
You had
years
your
or whatever.
time.
Yeah.
You had your time.
It's like the meme of like the Ninja Turtles with Shredder.
Yeah.
Not Shredder. Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The visual meme.
It's going to be a fun year in the NFL, but in the AFC East especially. Let us know what you think. Who you think is going to win the division. If you're watching on YouTube, throw us a comment down below. Tell us who you think is going to win the division. We'd love to hear from you. So leave a comment on YouTube. Shoot us a DM on Twitter. He's at Pietro Bets. I'm at Dynasty Drive. We'd love to hear what your takes for the AFC East are. It's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, please.
You got anything else you want to put out there?
No, yeah, just like you said, please comment on the video, like the video. YouTube likes that stuff, so I think that's it, man. I think that's it on this division. It's going to be a fun year. I'm excited for it.
Same here. If you're listening in audio form, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast or follow the podcast on whatever podcast platform you're using. Drop us a 5-star rating, leave a review, all that good stuff. If you're into it, if you have a couple seconds, it helps on the podcast platforms. We appreciate it. And if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and share that video with somebody else. Click subscribe, leave a comment, like it, turn on the notifications so you don't miss anything. We're going to have a ton of videos on the YouTube channel this year. Plenty of content for season long. Plenty of content you're going to be able to go back to long after the season's over. You're not going to want to miss any of it. And we will be back next week with what division, Pete? Who are we talking next week?
We're going to talk about the NFC East.
NFC Beast, baby.
Yeah.